Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'll be showing you a game where I am the Free People's player against TomBombadil's Shadow player. Played this game recently and I thought it was a good one, so let's dive on into it. I guess I should say, I apologize, I appear to have a little bit of a frog in my throat this morning, so I'll do my best to not cough into the mic, but if you hear a little bit of scratchiness, that's what's going on. We begin the game with bidding, and I got 2 Dwarven Rings and 1 token. He drew Lidless Eye and Rage of the Dunlendings, so not super useful early. And I get File and King Brandsmen, so some good starting cards. Good luck, have fun. He allocates 1 eye and rolls 3 more. But at least he has 2 musters, so okay. And I get 2 wills and some mustering. We talk about wills, whether or not if I use a will to play a card, does it count as a Palantir for Gandalf? And he says it does, so that's good to know. But I move first, see if I'm hit, and I'm safe against 4 eyes. So there's that. He puts Isengard to war. I play King Brandsman with a muster. And draw Celeborns, so great card draws for me so far. He moves out of Barad-dûr, and I play Celeborns with the will. Yeah, moving twice into 4 eyes seems unnecessarily dangerous, especially for his terrible early rolls here. So this was why I clarified, so get Lorien pumped up, and I get a card draw for Celeborns and a card draw for Gandhi. And I get Power of TomBombadil and a Power 2 Great. So I'm off to a fantastic start. He puts Saruman into play. Yep, makes sense. And I play Power of TomBombadil. Maybe I should have started with Power 2 Great, just since the elves are already. I don't know. I play Power of TomBombadil against himself, so we collect our dice and move into the next round. He draws Palantir, so that's good. And Threats and Promises. I get There's Another Way. That's a little early. And Red Arrow. It's a Scouts. It's a good card. He allocates 1 eye and rolls 5 more. So between the 2 turns, he's had 1 character and 1 army move. And I get 2 characters, a will, and a muster. So, yep, one of those games, right? All right. I move, because I actually would like to get hit here. Oh, look, I'm hit. It's a 2. Yep, that's fine. Well, I'll take Gandhi to a 2 this early. That seems fine. He actually ends up playing Threats and Promises. I'm not strictly sure that that's good, but if there was going to be a time that was good for, now is it. I get Gandalf into Fangorn. Seems good. He passes. It's always funny when the shadow player passes. And I play File, because I'm not going to move my 3rd move on 6 eyes. Yeah, that's not happening. So put the File into play. Cool. He moves armies. Interestingly, he maybe just because he's going so slow already, he brings out the Nirn guys, so that's interesting. And I move the elves down the track because, again, Threats and Promises does not apply to them. Collect dice. He gets on they went, and Fighting Uruk-hai, some better cards than he's been drawing. I get Entmoots, or the Ents Awake, Nameless Wood, rather, and Daylight, so cool. 3rd round, let's see if he can actually move an army out of their starting positions, or effectively their starting positions. He allocates 1 eye and rolls 3 more. So at this point, I think I mentioned it well, and then I roll all characters and will. Yeah, the game really wants me to move. So I actually end up using a character die, or a Dwarven Ring, on a character die to make it into a muster. I just know I'm not going to be moving that much, and I figure that that's a good use of that. So I do move first, because I figure I want to move at least once. And he misses on 4 dice. So he's missed on 5 dice and he's missed on 4 dice. He puts Sauron to war. And I actually, with this many characters, I'm just going to go crown Aragorn. So I send him out with his 6 movement that he gets because of the Fellowship being that high. Gimli gets to be in charge of the Fellowship. He plays the Palantir. Which this was, I don't know if he had this timing in mind in particular, but this worked out fairly well. He has 2 Palantirs left, and he's played the Palantir of Orthanc, and I've lost some games to that, so I immediately spend my Dwarven Ring to muster and an Elven Ring to get rid of the Palantir. So he got rid of 2 rings, if you want to think about it that way, with the Palantir. So that wasn't terrible. So he just draws a card, normal style. Draws his Yieldur's Bane. Okay. I move Aragorn into Dol Amroth. He plays On They Went. Cool. And I crown Aragorn. So, good turn so far. I mean, the game is basically... We're basically on turn 1, except he gets to have Saruman and 2 army movement, and I get to have Gandalf the White and Aragorn and crowned in Dol Amroth, and 3 movement. Like, holy buckets, the game is going well for me. And you may be able to guess that by the fact that this is a YouTube video that may not continue for forever. But he draws Foul Thing from the Deep. Okay. And the king is revealed. That's, handy that Aragorn's in play for that. Yeah, I say he's +8 on eyes at this point. Crazy. Horn of Gondor and Swords in Ariador, which I immediately chuck. I'm actually fairly happy to see Horn, because I've thrown out Aragorn's 3, so it's nice to get some of the corruption back from cards. He allocates 1 eye and rolls 3 more again. So he's now +10 on eyes. And I get 2 more characters and 3 wills. What a game. He says this is going to be a weird game, and I say, yeah, that or very fast. I play Power 2 Great. Yep, that seems good. He passes. Again, always funny when Shadow passes. Gondor had been activated by crowning Aragorn, so I go ahead and move them down with a will. With a Will of the West, and with a will. He moves out armies and stacks up Minas Morgul again, assumably in preparation for playing King is Revealed. At this point, I have all these movement I'm not going to do anything with, and I don't actually want to move armies. And I have to take a turn because I have more dice than him in general. So what I end up doing is I actually just send Merry to go to the Shire in anticipation of someday drawing Fear Fire Foes or Book of Mozarble. Not sure that was strictly necessary, but it seemed good. And also because he reaches the Shire, he can activate the North, so that way I can bypass Threats and Promises. So Threats and Promises is at least, participating in my decision making. He tries to get the Witch King, but he had forgotten that no one was at war, so instead he just plays the King is Revealed. Yep, so that's good. I move the North 1 more towards war, so I'm just specifically not putting anyone to war for him. He moves the army out. Nope. He attacks Osgiliath specifically to put Gondor to war and get the Witch King. I'm not sure that was strictly the best move. Surely obviously the Witch King's good. But is he worth letting me muster once this turn and start doing whatever I want next round? You're already in a pit of deep sadness and sorrow over these dice rolls, so maybe there's really just nothing to be gained either way. He attacks, and I scouts away with the red arrow. So, yep. Gondor's now at war. Threats and promises goes away. And I muster into Minas Tirith. He brings in the Witch King. Everyone else activates. And I move, because moving once a turn seems good. He hits me twice. Draws a 3, so, yep, not revealed through Moria. And away we go. So it's coming up on turn 5, and one Mordor army is outside their borders. So I'm not sure there are words to describe how slow he is. He's having to go from his dice rolls. He gets Breaking of the Fellowship. That could be pretty good. Half-Orcs and Goblinmen is always fun. I get Gwahir and Faramir's. Fortunately, one turn too late, but I can not complain about my luck in this game. I do choose to declare through Moria. Yeah, I go back and forth on this kind of decision, but I figure my fellowship is actually fairly weak right now. I'm only at -4 corruption. And yeah, so that's what I do. That's what I decide. Could keep risking it. What's the hunt pool look like? It's still 50-50s. A little worse than 50-50s on reveals. I don't know. Don't know how I feel about that. That's what I choose to do, at least. He allocates one eye, and for once he doesn't roll a bajillion more eyes. I get a couple move, so that's nice. I go ahead and muster a leader into Minas Tirith and a regular into Pelargir. Cool. He puts Minas Tirith under siege before that becomes a pill. That makes sense. And then I don't know, maybe it's just because things were going so well for me so far. I got excited about the possibility of Faramir's Rangers. So I attack Osgiliath from Pell. No card. I get my hit. He gets one back. And I put 2 guys back into Osgiliath. So the Osgiliath army just went right back to where they were behind him. If you were the Shadow player, you're moving this slow. You only have 3 more attacks. What would you do? Would you do what he does, which is attack them right back with the Witch King? He no cards, which surprised me. You have 3 tile drawing cards. Yeah, I would have cycled Lidless Eye. I guess maybe you're saving it because Aragorn's in play. Foof, a lot of cards that you don't want to just randomly cycle on a random battle. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, he attacks, no card. He gets 1 hit, and I get nothing back. So I retreat back to Pelargir, and he puts 2 guys there. Okay. I put Horn of Gondor in play in my efforts to fill up the entire in-play section with free people's cards. Moves Nazgul. Yeah, I mean, you've got... Military is going so outrageously slow that you're going to have to play a corruption game. And TomBombadil mentioned to me afterwards that was the pivot he indeed did make. And you've got 3 tile drawing cards, so yeah. So stack all the places I might go and see if you can do it. Makes sense. So, yep. I move, which probably should have done instead of attacking Osgiliath. And he misses. Foul Thing from the Deep. So, yep. He draws the 0 reveal. Poor guy. Can't catch a break. I go to the place where it's harder to stack an army on top of me and hide with a will. He then plays Isildur's Bane and gets the 0 reveal again. So at least it's a reveal. At least the 0 reveal isn't in the pool for Mordor, right? Silver linings, silver linings. I spend an Elven Ring then, actually, to hide again. Yeah, Strider isn't around anymore to help me move. Maybe? I certainly don't need the help on the military side, so continuing to be moving as much as possible. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that was worth it. He has 2 musters left, so he does the fairly obvious thing of put Southrons and Easterlings to war. That makes sense to me. Collector dice, I get We Prove the Swifter. Okay. And Riders of Theoden. That's nice since I haven't left Edoras yet. He gets another tile drawing card. Whew. Orc Patrol and Day Without Dawn. So I've been rolling all the wills I could ever need, so I throw Gwai here. Everybody's in range of where they need to be. I guess I could save it for Aragorn going to Rohan, but meh. I don't feel a great need to do that. Especially when I have We Prove the Swifter anyway. So, yep. He allocates 1 eye, rolls 1 more, so he's finally getting some non-eyes again. And I get 3 movement. So, yep, I go ahead and move immediately. He misses. And he plays Orc Patrol. Gets the 2 reveal. So this is mildly annoying. I put Horn of Gondor into play while Boromir is the leader. When I don't think there were even any more 3s in the pool. I guess there were 2 more 3s. Anyway, I don't know. I say random, you draw. Because I figure if it's Legolas, it's even. If it's the Hobbit, I think I have to say whether I'm spending the card beforehand. So it's a. Yeah, anyway. I kind of put myself in a little bit of a pickle where that card didn't end up being useful. And he draws Boromir, so it was effectively drawing a 3. Legolas gets up front. And I'm revealed, but then I immediately hide again. Okay. Makes sense. He thinks for a bit. And musters Nazgul. Okay. Okay, that could make sense. I move again. Yeah. He misses. Armies move out of Mordor and consolidate in the south. I play Riders of Theoden. He takes Losarnach and Osgiliath moves forward. Yep, that makes sense. So I muster an elite in Dol Amroth, just in case he has Corsairs. Don't want to get caught out there. And he goes ahead and stacks up Nazgul on me again. Yep. So that makes sense that the recruiting of all the Nazgul earlier, so now you have plenty to go sit on the Fellowship while you go do other stuff. And I move the Elves to war to at least threaten Círdan's. And what else was I doing with the muster? Putting the North to war doesn't seem super helpful here. Military victory I don't think is even on the table right now. Maybe I could have gone for one, but since he's not leaving his starting positions, I'm not seeing anything right now. He musters more, a Nazgul and a regular. There you go. Is that all the Nazgul? Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Regular in Orthanc. And then he takes out Power 2 Great. So, I know there's, I don't know, I guess, what did he discard? Fighting Uruk-hai. Okay, Fighting Uruk-hai was his Lidless Eye, yep, that's a great character card to get rid of. And fighting Urukai as your army. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Maybe you just want to get rid of them, get them out of your hand so they're not gumming up your hand. He draws Sheer Lobs, and I get Axe and Bow and Kindred. He gets returned to Valinor, so a Deadly Strife. I get rid of Faramir's. Yeah, he's not going to end up doing his thing this round, this game. So, yep, Shelob's good. Yep. I move the fellowship. I declare the fellowship one step away, exclusively, I guess in my head, for anti-Stormcrow. He allocates one eye, rolls 2 more, and I get a couple more movement. It would take a ring to get to Mordor this round, but maybe. I spend my first action. Yes. We actually have equal dice, so I can just change the initiative, so to speak, right now, and I just move Rohan down the track with my token. Southrons move forward, and he reinforces Minas Tirith with just 3 regulars. I don't think that was necessary. I think you could get a round of battle and then do a more efficient reinforcement there, but maybe I'm missing something there. You certainly want to threaten Pelargir, which I reinforce with a regular, and I put a leader in Dol Amroth. So since he's obviously not Corsairsing, which is a verb now, right now, more leadership in Dol Amroth is good. He hits Minas Tirith. Okay. Strategy card versus strategy card, and it is Deadly Strife into Daylight, everybody's favorite. Yep. Okay. He gets 1. That feels good as the free people. And I get 4 back. So, yep. He draws into Horde from the east, another Deadly Strife, so that's good. Both halves of that. Fellowship moves and is safe. So he goes ahead and plays Shelob's Lair. Really, with a sword, you have Palantirs. Huh. I guess. Okay. Fellowship moves again and is safe again, which is kind of ludicrous at this point. So he plays Nazgul Strike. Yep. Or he draws into Nazgul Strike. Always get that backwards. So that's a great draw. Great draw for him. I play Axe and Bow since I'm strongly considering using a ring to get to Mordor this round, and Legolas is about to die anyway. And I really do need the help. I'm only -2 corruption. I figure I need the help. He gets the Nazgul Strike off and draws a 1. Oh, the poor guy. Poor guy. It was a little worse than a 50-50. And so now, in addition to that he was drawing cards, and now that he doesn't have a sword or a Palantir, I am safe to use this move without risking cruel weather. So he does hit on the last thing for 3, actually, which is nice. A 3 reveal. Gollum gets into play. No, it's 3. Yep. Okay. And the Hobbit goes somewhere. Where do I think? And he hops into Helm's Deep. That seems good. Yeah, the Lorien didn't need the help right now, and couldn't make it to Dol Amroth even if I thought that was a good idea. Yep, that makes sense. And then Stronghold Tile is a 1 reveal, so at least it's out of the pool. So here I am at 2 corruption, hitting Mordor turn 7, revealed. and make that 3 corruption. So, yep. It's unfortunate he couldn't get that off beforehand, but well. I spend a reinforce muster to get a Gondor regular in Pelargir and Lamadon, so I'll make him spend attacks the whole way across, even if he magically 4/6s my Pelargir army. And the force pool is getting pretty depleted at this point. But there's still a few elites left, so could still do some more efficient mustering. He gets Worm Tongue. That's not helpful right now, and Shadow Lengthens. Could be. There and back again for me, and Eomer. Okay. I put myself on the track. So the hunt pool is now 4 eyes, 2 reds, the file, 2 3s. It's pretty actually a pretty scary hunt pool for a 3 corruption, but I have all the time in the world. It is turn 8, and he has 0 points, and only 1 stronghold under siege. So I can take all the time I want climbing Mount Doom. So we'll see. He allocates 1 eye and only gets 1 more, so maybe I don't take my time. And he rolls 5 musters. Holy buckets. And I get 3 movement, 3 characters. So maybe I do just run up the track. I hide first. Yep. He reinforces Minas Tirith, and he thinks about going towards Woodland Realm, but instead moves the Southrons the same direction, or rather the Easterlings. I play There Is Another Way. I'm not sure, and I play with a sword. Really? I guess just to get it out of my hand? I mean, it's as good as it was ever going to be to some extent, but I don't know. That seems maybe not necessary. But I draw into a 3, so I take 2 corruption and reveal to it. He musters in the mouth at Dol Guldur. That makes sense. And I hide with my last sword. So I only moved once with 3 swords. Or 2 swords? Yeah, 3 swords. Hide, move, hide. I could have had 1 more move with a Palantir. If I'd played there and back again with, or not, There's Another Way, excuse me. With a Palantir? That seems like that would have been better. He uses the mouth to attack Minas Tirith. Foul Stench versus Advantageous Position. So, good missing my advantageous there. He gets 1, and I get 0. So, that's annoying. Draw, press. And obviously, at this point, he is just cycling character cards all day long. All day long. He no cards, no card, no card. 2 hits for him, 2 for me. So, efficient. Or rather, fair. I play Eomer into Helm's Deep with a Palantir. Okay. And he actually plays hordes from the east into East Rune rather than saving the Deadly Strife. Yeah, that's probably good. You certainly need a few more guys up there to do anything against an at-war elves and an almost at-war men of the north. You might be able to take Arab War, but I don't know. Anyway, I think that's fine. And I draw into Guards of the Citadel. And I sit there praying he doesn't attack Minas Tirith. But he does. Character card versus no card. But he only gets 2 6s. He scares me by saying 3, but then only gets 2 6s. I get 1 back. And I spend my muster to put the elite into... maybe I should have considered not putting the leader there. That would have been... Do you have to put the leader there if you can? There's a thought. Check the almanac. To the rules. I'll have to look that up later. Or comment in the comments. And yeah, can you choose to not put the leader there if you have one? He plays Candles of Corpses. Yep. And gets 1/6. So I'm now at 5 corruption on step 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. He musters into Umbar. Is he holding Corsairs? No, he's just anticipating getting Corsairs. Okay. Yep. Or just this is a good place as any to muster Mumakil. Force pools getting pretty low for the S&Es. All right. Okay. Turn 8. We're going into turn 9, and he still has no points. Ringwraiths are abroad. Yep, that's good. And Hill Trolls. I get Dead Men, which is probably not going to happen, but Sudden Strike can be good. And Immerhill. Yep. He allocates 1, rolls 2 more. So that's good. I choose to put interesting. I think what I was thinking was this. I have 1 movement in the form of a character die. I really don't want to be moving against 3 eyes if possible. That hunt pool is scary. So I don't intend to be doing multiple moves this turn. Yeah, I don't know. I put a regular in Pelargir. Oh, okay, undo it. And I put the North to war. Wow. That seems unnecessary. Okay, but that's what I do. And he plays Day Without Dawn to take my other will. So I'm glad to see it gone. Yep. I pass. He hits Minas Tirith. He's cycling character cards for all he's worth. I Sudden Strike. A good hit here could really inconvenience him. The Sudden Strike gets 1, so that's nice. And he gets 1, and I get 2 back. So Minas Tirith is holding on strong. I move now before he could put a red in. Boy, why didn't I just move first with a will? I don't know. And I get on they went. So I reveal to only take 2, which we talk about that, and yes, you can do that. Yeah, now I'm just sitting here revealed. That seems like poor play on my part. All right. He gets Hill Trolls into Minas Tirith. No more playing around. I muster into Dale. He uses the mouth to hit Minas Tirith. Okay. Cycle those character cards all day long. There's Cruel Weather going past. Yep. He gets 2 hits, and I get none back. So, a poor ending, but Minas Tirith did good last round, notwithstanding. Yeah, and from that he draws into Lure of the Ring. So I'm at 8 corruption. Oof. And I draw a character card. So, yep, I'm looking for the blue tiles too. And I get Grey Company, which actually could happen. That's kind of fun. He draws Worn with Sorrow and Toil. Not so much, but keep digging for those reds. I muster an elite into Dale. And he draws Phyrexic Urbane, so, okay. The hunt tiles are hiding. We go into turn 10. Closer than I like, I'd say. Yep. Especially for how good that early game was going for me. Man. And maybe I should have focused more on military. I guess I just didn't feel like I saw any real opportunities for it. Yet. He draws Ring is Mine. So there's one of his red tiles he's looking for. And many kings. So, yep. I get cements and threw in a day and a night. So there was a little thing here. He allocates one eye, and I throw there and back again. Yep, okay. Never mind. No weirdness has happened. He rolls 2 more eyes, and I get 2 wills. I do really love as free people when you don't have to worry about Day Without Dawn. Not that I still spend the will to hide early. He puts the Ring is Mine into play. Yep. Makes sense. Okay. I muster a regular in Pelargir and a regular into Dol Amroth. Just because Imrahil or Grey Company can get that last elite. So, yep, okay. And he moves the Witch King with an army. Coming around for me. And the Southrons and Easterlings threaten Dale. Okay. I move the Dwarves to war, so if he hits Iron Hills, I can put an elite into Erebor. Yep. Then he consolidates armies onto the Witch King. I'm not sure. I'm fairly certain I don't like that play. I don't know. It feels like a lot of army movement for not doing much. But, were you winning a military game anyway? You have to posture like you are. You certainly don't need to, don't just run all your men to Khand or whatever. But I don't know. Anyway, he moves out of Dol Guldur, but leaves a guy just in case. As you very much should at this point. I play Imrahil for the last Gondorian. He flips the mouth to attack Pelargir from the Witch King. And I spend confusion here. Again, I just don't see a military. The elves are just about the only thing that's even close from Lorien, but taking both of these places or Rivendell coming down, yeah. So I spend the confusion. And it hits him for 1. He says 2. Right. Yep. And then I get 3 plus the confusion. So Pelargir whacked 4 hits out of that army before it retreated to Lamadon. Yep. Pretty good. He gets Nazgul Search. Okay. And I spend the Grey Company with no upgrading to do, but it draws 2 strategy cards. So that's good. And I get Círdan's ships. Oh, man. I mean, I'm pretty well through the strategy deck, so it's only fair that I get it at this point, but still. Oofta. He draws Balrog. Probably not very useful, but you're digging for that very last red tile. I put an Elven regular into Woodland Realm since he can't hit it this round, and a North regular into Dale. Nope. A leader. Yeah. I don't really need the hit point right now. I need the dice rolls to slow him down. So he plays many kings. Yep. So he gets 2 guys in Umbar, 2 guys in Northrune, and 2 guys in Nir Harad. Half-orcs and Goblinmen gets put in Pelargir. So a rainbow army of a 2-5-7 is coming at Aragorn and all the Gondorians that remain. Yep. We remember to give him his 3rd point. And we go into turn 11. I draw into Elven Rope and Spirit of Mordor. He gets his last red tile, give it to us, and Corsairs. So, yep, that's pretty good. He's halfway through his deck, so it's good that he gets it now. I throw We Prove the Swifter. Yeah, my characters aren't going anywhere. Gandalf maybe needs to go somewhere at some point, and he could have jumped into Minas Tirith, but nah. I think I was good in not doing that. He allocates one eye and gets one more. That's good for me, and I get some movement without having to worry about Day Without Dawn. He gets 4 musters and 2 palantirs, though. He just has 2 army moves, 3 if you count the mouth. And he's -5 on 6s, +9 on eyes, -6 on army, and -4 on hybrids. Poor guy. Oofta. But I'm 8 corruption on step 2 or step 1 of Mordor, depending on whether you 0 index Gorgoroth. I move before he can get the last red in. I just assume he has it at this point, and he gets an eye. So 2 reveal. Yep, he puts the red in. I think about hiding. Well, I think about a lot of things, apparently. I hide with a will. That seems good. He attacks Lame Dawn. Yep. Okay. He's still cycling character cards. I'm not sure why you're doing that at this point. Maybe I certainly haven't kept track of exactly which card the corruption cards have been played, so maybe there's one I'm missing yet. That could be. Maybe that's it. He character cards, I Confusion, Wisdom all around Confusion, to slow him down even more. He doesn't oblige, though, and gets 2 hits. I get 1 back, and I just go sit with Aragorn. Be able to take a few hits before we go in. Oh, and then he gets Morgul Wound. Hey, look, who could have imagined such a crazy scenario? I Palantir. So should I be Círdan's shipping? I'm a wordsmith. Here, the Elven pool is not spent, but it's not huge, as always. I could put 2 elites into Dol Amroth and just really make that not tasty at all. Woodland Realm would be a little low, though. Maybe I should have done it just for the lulz anyway. It would have been pretty fun. I don't know. I play Elven Rope. Certainly that's going to go in the pool at some point. I need that. And that was my one opportunity to put everybody in Dol Amroth before he sieges it to the ground. Yeah. I don't know. Círdan's... I don't know. Anyway. Probably better to have played Círdan's. He attacks. We have a field battle. He cycles character cards. I play no card. He cancels Aragorn. And gets 3 hits, which is a nice number for me. And I get 2 back. So I retreat into the siege with a 3/2/3 and Aragorn. He draws into Grond, and maybe that's what he's looking for at this point. Grond is very, very good. Dread and Despair is very good. I draw a character card. I'm digging hard for my blue tiles now. Yeah, and maybe that's what I'm thinking is just I don't need Gondor to hold for forever. And I need the Palantir to look for blue tiles. That could be true. Let's say that's what I thought. It seems good. He reinforces Umbar. I move out to fold. So my thought process was this. Oh, I'll just go take Minas Tirith or be a pill over. Mordor is basically empty. I could go take a thing. Completely forgetting that that Rohan's not at war. And they're actually not that close. Oops. And then I put Karok into Old Forest Road to just make him spend another attack, since he's not going to have very many of those, apparently, this game. He flips the mouth to play Corsairs. So he has a 3/7/7 sitting on top of Dol Amroth, and he character cards Dread and Despair. Interesting. Yeah, we talk about the ruling on that. In the interest of time, he gets 2 hits and I get 1 back. He presses, draws dreadful spells. I heroic death into devilry, but the heroic, he only hits 1, so I just take the leader rather than Aragorn. I'm out of cards at this point. Hold, Men of Gondor, hold. He plays Mumakil and gets 3 hits, and I get 4 back, so his Mumakil doesn't go off. He presses, no card, and he gets 3 sixes. So Gondor is dead. Every single Gondorian, Boromir, Aragorn, everyone's dead. And he needed basically that whole army. He only had 6 hit points left. Foofta. If I'd put Círdan's, that could have been a giant pain. I don't know. Okay. He's up to 5 points on turn 11. I move Rohan in, and he reminds me that is very much illegal. In this version of the story, where was Rohan when Gondor fell? Yeah, no joke. So I just get an Elven Elite in Woodland Realm. Seems fine. That's obviously where the rest of his points are coming from. He uses the voice ability to get some Isengard regulars. He's been holding Rage of Dunlending since turn... Oh, no, he doesn't have it. He spent it earlier. Yeah, I mean, fine. Okay. He gets some elites on Orthanc and draws a strategy card, since that's the only type of cards he can draw. All right, into the next round. I draw House of Stewards. Yeah, there are no stewards anymore. They dead. And help unlooked for. Maybe helpful. Maybe. If he goes for Erebor, could be helpful. He gets Denethor's Folly. Denethor is dead. We double check what happened last round to make sure we're right. Yep, we're right. Allocates 1, gets 2. And I only get 1 movement. I think about the Dwarf Ring, and then I think about how I'm not going to move twice. So I just choose to not. And I do get very precious with my rings, elf and dwarf alike. Maybe it would have been good to use one here in anticipation of getting revealed. Maybe. I don't know. I move Rohan towards war. He moves the Southrons to Osgiliath. And I move to Eastham-Net, and I threaten Moria. So he only has the 1 muster. I think at this point, I was very legitimately scared that Frodo's not going to make it. The hunt pool is pretty rough. 3 reds, hitting any of those almost certainly does me in, even if it's the 1 reveal. Just because I'm so high on corruption, I don't know. It's tough. So I figured I'd make a little play at military. He reinforces Moria and just moves back into Dol Guldur. I mean, you're certain at this point you got to play the corruption game, which you have been. Just don't lose a stupid military victory from the Free Peoples. I pass, which I don't know. And then he musters into Moria. If I was going to do anything, I should have done it then. I pass again. He moves from Osgiliath to Druidin. And then I do something stupid. I move the not at war Rohan's army to Western Emyn and I start moving Lorien up to Mount Gundabad. I have 2, another double move, and I I was holding a scouts and desperately praying that when I moved to Eastern Emyn he would attack me, and then I could retreat into Daggerlad and get into Mornon before he could reinforce, because Mordor is empty. Boy, I don't think this was a good plan. Yeah. Surely there are better things to be doing with my muster dice. I don't know. He plays musterings of a long-planned war, or he draws into that. He draws. Shucks. Okay. I move and I took the Nazgul with me. Okay. Then he plays musterings, except he realizes he doesn't have enough Easterlings. He can't actually play all of the Easterlings. I think playing it for the Sauron units. Oh, the Sauron units would have gone into Nirn. Yeah, so he would just get one regular in Gorgoroth. So he undoes that. Thinks about it and uses one of the Elven Rings to split his armies here. And I'm not at war, so even if I wanted to spend my one movement and take a free corruption, which I absolutely shouldn't do, I'd have to roll pretty well. Yeah, so that pretty well stops that. And I make my one move and get a 1. So I reveal to take nothing, and he plays Morgul Wound, putting me to 11. So he's out of character cards. He has one character card left. It's the Balrog. I absolutely did not do the math on that in-game, but I could have figured that out, I guess. I don't know if he's discarded any. Anyway, this is where we're at. I'm at 11 corruption revealed, step 3 of Mordor. He draws Monsters Roused. And he only draws one card. I get Smeagol Helps Nice Master and Fear Fire Foes, so I can bring the North straight to war with Merry sitting in the Shire. Yep, can do that. He allocates one eye and rolls. And so this was a rules thing we discussed. I need to discard cards. I need to discard 2 cards. And so we discuss it. I discard House of the Stewards and Círdan's ships. Yeah, those aren't. The charge maybe would have been useful. I certainly have elites in places. I don't know. But because he had rolled before I discarded, I asked him to please roll again so that there was no possibility that my decision-making was based on his rolls. So that's what I asked. And he obliged and rolled 3 more eyes. And I say, I changed my mind. Yuck. I mean, 1 eye was just as good as 3 for killing me anyway. And I get this roll. 2 swords, 3 Palantirs. I don't have any Elven Rings left. I have a Dwarf Ring, but I apparently choose to not use it. Moving 3 times against this is pretty crazy. I hide just to make sure nothing's wacky's happening. And he moves to go take the free points I gave him in Edoras and effectively free points I gave him in Lorien. Yeah, that sucks. He protects against Path of the Woes. Good job. Don't want that nonsense happening. I say at this point I should have used a Dwarf Ring. No, I really don't think I should have, but it's too late now. I play Smeagol Helps Nice Master. He takes Edoras and moves Umbar up. I would have taken Westamnet as well, so that Fords can't retreat there and be a pill. Well, they were going to retreat to Helm's Deep. I don't know. Whatever. I draw a strategy card. I remember at the time thinking, I really need the Rohan reinforcement cards. Why? Draw character cards. Look for that last blue tile. The Elven Cloaks. Or Bilbo's Song. Or Mithril and Sting. That strategy card, in addition to being useless, was not a good draw. Hey. He attacks Lorien. He suggests a field battle. I decline. And this time I draw a character card and I will go alone, which is equally useless, and so I chuck it. I hid but no move. Okay. He's asking to make sure I see where that last sword is going. He attacks Lorien. He spends the Balrog, so he has spent every single character card. Maybe discarded several, but they're all gone now. And he just decimates it. Yep. Okay. So now he's at 8 points. The Northwest is fine. There's no threat there, but Helm's Deep isn't actually that well defended. The Northeast is fine, but I don't know. I'm throwing away time and points by moving armies. I don't know. He moves Nazgul around. Sure. I think about moving here. Because if I don't get 2 character dice next round, I could be in serious trouble. I think about it for a long time. And wait. I decide to wait. So what I do instead is I burn both of my Ents that I've been holding for a while for 5 hits. So Helm's Deep is much safer than it was, and I think that was the correct play. I get a draw next round for Bilbo's Elven Cloaks, Mithril Coat. I have a Dwarf Ring to roll better. We'll see. He draws a strategy card because those are the only varieties that he has, and he gets Stormcrow or Great Host. Yep. Okay. And we collect dice. I draw into Athelas. Yeah, that's another great card I could be drawing and maybe using. And he draws New Powers Rising. I also get Dane Ironfoot. So he's probably not been moving on Erebor because he assumes I have Dane. That's very reasonable given how low my strategy deck is. And then the game froze and we had to reload. Unfortunately, when we reloaded, we played the rest of the game, and I promised to give an accurate retelling of it. However, my save of the final game state corrupted. So this is as late as the official replay goes. I will be showing you some mini clips. I immediately after the game wrote down what happened to the best of my knowledge, certainly the major hit plot points. And so we'll get to see the end of this game, but unfortunately it will not be official replay. So I'm going to go load that up, and we're going to see what that looks like. So we get into the next round. We've already done the draws, and I roll 3 Palantirs, a hybrid, and a character die. I don't have the 2 movement I need, so I have to spend the Dwarf Ring. So I spend the Dwarf Ring on a Palantir, and I reroll it into a character die. So fairly lucky. Needed a will or a character die. My first action is then to spend a Palantir to draw a character card, looking for Mithril, looking for Bilbo's, and I get Bilbo's Song. I had 2 Palantirs, so I could have spent it on Athelas, but obviously this ends up being the better choice. So now that I have Bilbo's, he takes an action. His action is to... And actually, it's at this point I should probably mention that I don't remember exactly what his dice were. I know he allocated 1 eye and rolled 1 more. The rest were some variation of plenty of hybrids and movement. I'm not even sure he had the 2 Palantirs I'm showing here. But his first move is to move out from Lorien and Dol Guldur towards Rohan, towards Helm's Deep. So maybe, I guess. But that seems, I don't know, it seems a little shaky to me, but maybe that was the correct move. Yeah. My next move is then, of course, to play Bilbo's song. Get the 2 healing in. He consolidates armies and takes Westamnet. Yep. So I take a move. I've got to move. I don't think I have the time to wait. And I draw Smeagol. I draw Smeagol, helps Nice Master. What a draw, right? We got a game, folks. So I'm down to 8 corruption, and I'm on 1 step from dunking. In my little clip here, I didn't put the die in the pool, but now even the eyes don't stop me. So it's a red tile. Red tiles will only stop me from winning. Red tiles are the only thing that stop me from winning. Okay. I don't actually remember what his last action here was. I'm showing it as he moves Nazgul. I'm afraid I just don't remember, but certainly it wasn't. It wasn't an important move, because then it is, of course, my turn, and I will try and dunk. See if I can do it. The hunt pool is 3 reds, 2 blues, and a bunch of things that don't kill me. And I draw into an eye. So, GG, 11 corruption revealed on the Crack of Mount Doom. A very, very close game. Thank you, TomBombadil, for playing. Thank you for being a good sport, especially through the first several turns where things were just absolutely trash, no good, horrible, very bad day for you. We ended up making a game of it, and I think it was a really fun game. I almost threw the game with my dumb pseudo-military attempt that you protected yourself against very well, I think. So I hope you all enjoyed. Let's see. Do I have some statistics I can show you? Where did we end up on statistics? That's where we end. He's low on 6s, high on eyes, low on hybrids, low on armies. I have effectively average rolls for 6s for combat dice. I'm a little high on Palantirs, low on musters. So yeah, high on wills. Certainly early game I was high on wills. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have an excellent day.